Welcome. This section covers the initial entry into the Incident Command System, or ICS, and the Planning P when an incident has been declared. My name is Mark Body, and I am a support engineer with Monaco Monitoring Inc. I also volunteer with the Eastern Colorado Incident Management Team as a Planning Section Chief trainee and a Communications Unit Leader trainee. We are an all hazards Type 3 team. Cybersecurity incidents are a threat to all nations, with industry and government seeking solutions globally. The Colonial Pipeline incident resulted in increased U.S. government action related to the executive, law, and regulations. Critical infrastructure protection is a major focus for numerous countries throughout the world because of increasing threats and impacts. Industrial control systems are used to support our lives. Examples are energy sector, such as electricity, oil and gas, water, buildings, travel, like rail and stoplights, and others. Cybersecurity threats are more frequently disrupting the critical infrastructure of nations throughout the world. Colonial Pipeline disrupted energy supply chain along the U.S. East Coast. Numerous global critical infrastructure industries have been disrupted as well. ICS for ICS improves response to industrial control system cybersecurity incidents that threaten our critical infrastructure. By leveraging three disciplines with proven capabilities, ICS for ICS improves responses to cyber industrial incidents. Incident Command System is a command structure to manage incidents developed in the 1970s and used ever since. Cybersecurity, computer incident response, investigation capabilities to manage cybersecurity incidents that are widely used by IT organizations. And industrial control systems, experts with industrial knowledge and expertise to respond to incidents. Not just anybody can declare an incident. Only the designated incident commander or other designated company executives can. Once an incident is declared, the incident commander will notify the company executives to activate the crisis management team if one exists. Then ask questions: do we need the entire team or just part of it? Will the crisis management team nominate some ICS for ICS section chiefs? And the IC will determine if all or part of the ICS for ICS team will be activated. Before activation, the IC will need information before he or she can make the decision. And what about the operations section and the reporting that will be expected by the crisis management team and company executives? That's just the beginning. The incident commander engages with and answers to the crisis management team and the C level suite. The IC may ask others from the ICS for ICS organization to answer questions and make presentations to the crisis management team as needed. Remember, everyone under the incident commander answers to the incident commander and nobody else. This is very important. The dashed lines we see here show non incident organization relationships. The type and potential magnitude of the incident will determine what roles within the ICS for ICS structure are staffed. The ICS for ICS incident commander determines the needed roles and then selects people to fill the roles. Executive leadership in the affected company may request select members of their staff be appointed to some roles. Before we look at a hierarchical view of the incident command system, keep the following in mind. There is no correlation between the incident command system organization and the administrative structure of any single agency, jurisdiction, or company. This is what the organization could look like for a very large incident. It's a good graphic to show the positions that can be utilized in any incident. Remember, the incident will dictate which positions are staffed and positions can and will be added as needed during the incident. Here are the command staff positions. They are the Public Information Officer or PIO, Legal Counsel, Safety Officer or SOFR, Liaison Officer or LOFR. You can think of these positions as the C-level executives at your company. Think of the general staff, also known as section chiefs, as the equivalent of vice presidents in a large company. Unit leaders under the various sections can be loosely correlated to department heads in your company. The administration and finance section tracks the money and contracts for services and equipment. Logistics orders the resources requested on ICS 213 RRs by operations so they can do their job, and they work with the administration and finance section to ensure funds are available for the purchases requested. In addition, logistics provides IT, medical, food, housing, and transportation services for the entire team. Planning tracks resources, maintains situational awareness of, and documents the incident and creates a demobilization plan for released resources. The most important product of the planning section is the Incident Action Plan. Note, the documentation unit under the planning section chief is responsible for keeping documentation pertaining to the team's response to and management of the incident and should not be confused with any documentation responsibilities under the operations section. The operations section solves the problem. Utilizing divisions, groups, strike teams, task forces, and single resources, operations responds and works to fix the problem. Here are some examples of resources that might be utilized in an ICS for ICS incident. They include malware reversing, network forensic analysis, host forensic analysis, industrial control systems communications analysts, cloud forensics analysis, industrial control systems analysis. Again, these are just examples. The incident will dictate what resources will be required. The resources on the left will be put into branches, which are typically geographical but could be functional organizational units, or divisions, which are smaller units inside branches and are generally Division Alpha, Division Delta, Division Zulu, etc. Groups are on the same level as divisions but usually take on the functional descriptions and not geographic ones. Strike teams are 3 to 7 resources of the same type, such as 3 to 7 ICS systems analysts or 3 to 7 network forensic analysts. Task forces are 3 to 7 units of varying kinds and types. For instance, a task force could be made up of 2 network forensic analysts, an OT systems analyst, and 1 malware engineer. A single resource can be any single type as shown on the left, or could be another type not listed. The incident commander is responsible for the overall management of the incident and includes making the necessary command staff assignments required to support the incident command function. This is the only position that is always staffed in an ICS application. On small incidents and events, one person, the incident commander, may accomplish all management functions. Incident command is specifically responsible for ensuring overall incident safety, provides information services to internal and external stakeholders such as disaster survivors, agency executives, and senior officials, establishes and maintains liaisons with other agencies participating in the incident. Incident command may appoint one or more deputies. In a unified command, there is no single commander. Instead, there are multiple incident commanders managing the incident through jointly approved objectives involving multiple ICs. Unified command allows agencies with different legal, geographic, and functional responsibilities to work together effectively without affecting individual agency authority, responsibility, or accountability. Unified command is typically established when no single jurisdiction, agency, or organization has the authority and/or resources to manage the incident on its own. Depending upon the size, type, and complexity of the incident or event, Incident Command may designate personnel to provide information, safety, and liaison services. The command staff may include the Public Information Officer, who serves as the conduit for information to internal and external stakeholders, including the media and the public. The Safety Officer monitors conditions and develops measures for assuring the safety of all personnel and is responsible for advising Incident Command on issues regarding incident safety, conducting risk analysis, and implementing safety measures. The Liaison Officer serves as the primary contact for supporting agencies assisting at an incident. The LOFER also responds to requests from incident personnel for contacts among the assisting and cooperating agencies and monitors incident operations to identify any current or potential problems between response agencies. The command staff may not be necessary at every incident, but every incident requires that certain management functions be performed. An effective command staff frees the incident commander to assume a leadership role. Incident Connect Command may also choose to appoint technical specialists with science, technology, or cyber expertise. The general staff, comprised of section chiefs, report directly to the incident commander and nobody else. The incident dictates which and when sections are activated. The operations section is responsible for directing and coordinating all incident tactical operations. In other words, operations works to solve the problem, implements the strategies and develops tactics needed to carry out the incident objectives, supports the development of the IAP to ensure it accurately reflects the current operations, organizes, assigns, and supervises the tactical response resources. It is typically one of the first organizations to be assigned to the incident, develops from the bottom up and has the most incident resources, and operations may have staging areas and special organizations. Think cyber. Planning Section Chief is responsible for planning and documenting the IAP, manages incident information, and maintains situational awareness for the incident, tracks resources assigned or checked into the incident, maintains documentation for the incident, and plans for and implements the demobilization process so responders can give back any equipment checked out, such as computers and radios, and deliver any paperwork to the document unit leader or crew time reports to finance admin before they are officially checked out of the incident. Logistics is responsible for ordering, obtaining, maintaining, and accounting for essential personnel, equipment, and supplies for the operations section, and for the team to manage the incident. Provides communications, radios, phones, faxes, planning, and resources. Provides meals for responders, facilities like housing, showers, and porta potties, support transportation to get responders from their housing location to their work assignments, and provides basic medical services to incident personnel. Finance administration is responsible for contract negotiation and monitoring. They make sure we have enough money to pay for the resources we need and then account for every penny spent to ensure it doesn't go over budget. Timekeeping to track responders' time working using a crew time report, also known as a CTR, and compensation for injuries or damage to property. Procurement. Operations need stuff to solve the problem, and documentation necessary for reimbursement under mutual aid or assistance agreement. In a cybersecurity incident, the operations section chief may pull resources such as those shown when the incident requires a unique skill set or skill sets, plural. The incident dictates which skill set is required, how many, and how best to organize them into task forces, strike teams, or as single resources.